Yes, the stream is starting and we are just in front of the shop. The shop had the DC power adapter as was promised on in stock. Hey Dean, good morning. Just to get ready, I fire it up, the engine, and now going to the ferry. Hey, good morning, buddy. And we are driving towards the Guten Morgen, towards the church. Already was driving here before, but at that time I didn't have the cable, and now I'm fully loaded with the cable I needed to have. So hopefully all the other electronics will arrive on time in Taiwan. I'm going here to the right. I was just in the other scope that unfortunately many shops are closed in our country, have been closed because of the internet. People don't want to buy anymore at the store. I understand, because the service might be very terrible. Not everything is on stock. And just people want to buy something just from their chair. Yes, and because of this a lot of shops had to close down. And if you really need something nowadays and you really need it now, then basically it's difficult. Hey, we can even get into the church, it's open. So I prefer to buy something in a real store because of two reasons. I want to support the local shop owners. That's the reason number one. And two is I really like to have a chat. I'm really the person that enjoys the service and the chat with people, to have a better understanding, to make the connection. And here there's the river Maas, and we are going to cross that one. Oh, we have to hurry up. Not hurry up too much, because that would be dangerous. But that's our ferry. And oh, almost missed it, almost missed it. Yes, we are on time. Yes, wonderful. We got it, we made it. There we go. We need to pay. In the meantime, hallo. €1,10. Kunnen we alleen maar met contant betalen?
Ja, helaas nog wel.
Oké.
1,30, 1,50, 2, 3 maakt 5. Ik heb wel een wiefjes. 15 maakt 20.
Top. Dankjewel. So that was €1.10 to cross this. Yeah, we made it. €1.10 to cross the river, and we can also take the not like a boat, we can take the bridge which is over there. But I think this is really cool. kid between 12 and 16 at a high school. I had to drive every day, every morning, from my hometown to my high school, and we had to cross this river, but there was more down that way, more upstream. But that was always really cool. Yes, for me it's like the ferry is like very standard, and we need to wait before we get off. Before we get off, we need to wait till it's open. Yes, and right now we can continue. So here people want to cross the area, and right now, kijk, hey, somebody bend that specific marker. We should go to the left. Yeah, so this is also what I think a beautiful part of our country. Tomorrow I also plan to do some driving, and just want to test the setup, the GoPro with a periscope. I think it's doing well. And this is really the very fertile land, because it's really very close to the river. Yeah, it's very quick, it's very efficient, and also pretty cheap. I think €1.10 to get across. I would expect it would be more like €2 something. But it's very fertile grounds because of the water. As I forgot, 2 or 3 times a year it might flood this whole area. But I think, yeah, it's a private ferry. So it will just basically flood, bring all kinds of nutrients to this ground, which is very good for the people who live over here, the farmers. But you can imagine you cannot grow everything here, because maybe it will be also, I think, what kind of things they have here is like potatoes and carrots, cows. Of course you cannot grow cows, but grass for the cows. And as you can see, our country is very green at the moment, green country. And as you can see, spring has officially started. So we're now in Mook, M-W-K, Mook. You pronounce it like Mook. And crossing also, and like a small water here. That's a canal that is connected to like a small lake. But if you will be here, I think about 2 or 3 weeks, everything will be also here like a sakura, cherry blossom. Dave from Osaka. Cherry blossom. Oh, it's not a cherry blossom, I think. Sometimes for me it's difficult to see when you're driving around what is a cherry blossom and what is a regular blossom, another tree. And now we are going to a place where, let me check, the Mook War Cemetery. And there was a lot of fighting around this area between the Germans and the Allies from the United Kingdom, and from America and Canada. And most of the people who died, they are buried in the really south of the Netherlands. I think that would also be cool to have a scope around there. But most people from the United Kingdom and from Canada, they are usually buried where they in the area where they were shot. Welcome from Belgium. Yes, Belgium also has some very famous, especially the east part, famous places for that remembers the First and Second World War. And also this area has a lot, because this part of the Netherlands was freed first. I forgot, it was around September 1944, and the Germans were too strong in the up north part, so we have a so-called liberation route. And the liberation route here, you can access all these highlights. So for example, here you have another cemetery, and this is really interesting that you have the liberation route. And here it says in all the different languages, which I think is great. They do it like this, so people from Germany, United Kingdom, the Netherlands, they can just really understand. They can read what is going on. It's not in Chinese or Japanese or in Spanish, but it's good for them. Yeah, so we also have the National Liberation Museum and the Airborne Museum, which also a lot of history and a lot of interesting topics. I think it's because I grew up in this area. Freedom for me is much more, I would say, I think, important compared to many of the people who grow up or just grow up in a different area, because everything around me remembers me. We should be living peaceful together. We should love each other, and war only will bring disaster. And here it says Mokerheide, which is like the national park. We have a couple of them. Hey John, welcome. And I also like this area a lot, and I'm not sure which route I should take. I should have a look somewhere. This one to the left? No, another one. Here we can go to like a small airfield. For me, it's also annoying to listen to myself when I speak in English. I prefer my Dutch, because times